Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Joshua Simpson. I am a London-based fashion and music photographer and videographer. It looks like I'm about to rap or drop some bars, sing, but I currently do not have a stand for my mic, so I'm going to be holding it for the duration of this video. But today, I'm going to be doing a very short and brief Q&A based on my photography and videography. I asked people over on TikTok to send in their questions, and I've got a bunch of questions which I'm going to answer to the best and detailed as possible. What's my camera setup? So it's currently what I'm filming this video on now. It's the Sony a6500 with a Sigma 30mm 1.4 lens. This has actually been my setup for like the last 3 years. I've not had any additional lenses, and I've done all my fashion work, portrait stuff, live music, concerts, and even work with like high-end clients and low brands as well. Do I prefer photography or videography? I actually prefer videography more. For me, I feel like there's more to it, there's more layers, and I feel like you can kind of portray the image that you want better through a moving image. But even down to the editing as well, for me it's just more enjoyable. Like, there's layers to the edit, as in like cutting up the clip, adding transitions, adding text, adding music. To me, it's just more enjoyable. But don't get me wrong, photos are fun, but I feel like they're just more fun with editing a video. Premiere Pro or Final Cut? I'm going to say Final Cut only as of this year, because during the pandemic that we're currently in now, Apple was giving away a 90-day free trial of Final Cut, and I used it as my Premiere Pro wasn't working at the time. I used it and I honestly never go back. Like, it is just so seamless, and I think obviously because it's optimized for Apple products, i.e. iMac and MacBook, it just works so well, and like the render times as well, so much better. How did I get into photography? So I've been a photographer now professionally for 5 years. Prior to where I am now, I just think as I grew up, I was always a very creative person, but I always kind of swayed towards using cameras. I had little film cameras growing up. I had little point and shoot cameras back when they were like 12 megapixels, filming on 720p for like school trips back in high school. And then as I got older, I just started to enjoy taking pictures. I actually enjoyed taking pictures of sunsets. Like, I love a good sunset and sunrise, so I started to take pictures back on the iPhone 4. So that's taking it way back now. On the iPhone 4, I was taking pictures. And then as I got older, at the time I was then working in retail, and I thought, like, I need to just go for this. So I saved up my money. I then bought my first DSLR camera, which was the Canon 700D with the kit lens. And yeah, that was like 2015. So summer of 2015, I then started to practice more, learnt the technicalities of the camera. And then yeah, January 1st, 2016, that's when I just kind of went through it, and I just haven't looked back since. But that's just a very brief description of how I kind of got into photography. How do I deal with people asking for Collabs free work? This is something I do get a lot, and I think this is something that you have to kind of deal with almost instantly and just be very firm and believe in yourself. I just kind of tell people straight up, look, obviously in a professional manner, that I don't do free work. I don't do, free collabs. I think you just have to kind of be firm with people, and then if they respect your decision, they will either come back and pay for your service or they won't. But I definitely, if you are starting out as a photographer, videographer, even in graphic design, do free work. Like, do collabs, because it is a way to kind of get yourself in the door, and also network as well, which is a very key thing to do in this creative world. Why music photography? So when I decided to take photography more serious and kind of turn it from a hobby into a career path, I had to kind of decide what I wanted to take photos in. So I made a long list of all my hobbies and interests. So there was like music, fashion, sport, gaming, travel, and I was like, which one can I kind of resonate with the most? And it was music. I listen to music 24/7, on my travels, at home, when I'm relaxing. And at the time, I didn't really know much about PRs. I didn't know much about photo passes and kind of documenting festivals and shows. For me, it was just like, right, like I can kind of get closer to the artists that I listen to all the time, and then just kind of document it for myself. Like, I wasn't really documenting it for anyone else. So then as like I said, January 1st, I started to just go to, like, free events in London. At the time, there was a load of free events, and so for me, like, I think music is a fun thing to document. I really enjoy it. So yeah, that's kind of why I chose music, because I just enjoy the passion of it. Favorite photo that I've taken? Ooh, I'm gonna split this into two parts. So music wise, it will probably have to be Wiz Khalifa, which I took, I think it was 2018, back at Camden Roundhouse. That photo, and is very close. I can't choose. I'll probably say that photo and Snow Allegra. She was here in London last year at O2 Shepherd's Bush. That was an amazing show. So I say them two, and then portrait wise, probably these two. I took these in London Bridge. These were probably my favorite portrait photos. How do I get clients? Multiple ways, really. Networking obviously is key. So word of mouth. If you are doing a free job, do it to the best of your ability, because people are gonna speak on your name. They're gonna recommend you to others. So that way, friends, family, they recommend me. Emailing, I email a lot. Every day I'm sending an email to someone just to kind of get my name out there and make myself recognized. People reach out to me. That's via my social media platforms or website, Twitter, Instagram. Now I'm on TikTok. More people follow me via my other channels. And people just reaching out to me and then booking me via there. But I think the main thing is just me reaching out to people. I think you have to make yourself known, especially when you have thousands of photographers around the world trying to shoot with multiple brands. You kind of had to put yourself out there. But once you do a job, whether that is paid or not, you just have to give it your all and then make it work that way. Favorite location to shoot in? Ooh, I'd probably say London Bridge, because I'm there a lot, and I've done I've done a lot of my photo shoots there. I just really enjoy it. Like, it's a very versatile location. You have obviously where the station is and around where the Shard is, and then you can move down to Borough Market, which is a nice little area and very colourful. And then you have a long London Bridge heading towards Liverpool Street, and around the back there is very industrial. And then you have, if you go towards, say, Tower Bridge and everything in between, there's a lot of kind of secret locations there, and there's just a lot of character within London Bridge. You have a lot of like secret I wouldn't say secret, but a lot of locations that are quite popular, like Leiden Hall Market. But it's a very good location to shoot in all year round. From January to December, there's a lot of character there and a lot of places to do your little shoots. And especially if you kind of take the wrong path or like take the wrong street, you'll find something new and you'll discover new places. So I definitely say shoot around London Bridge if you haven't before. Most frustrated thing about your job? There's a lot. I'd probably just say, people just reaching out and asking for free work. People, it doesn't really show much respect. They see your portfolio, they see your website, and they'll, tell you how much they love your work and they would love to work with you. But when it comes to the money talk, they disappear, or they try to really lowball you, or they just, they just out there for themselves, and they just don't really want, like, they want a lot from you, but they're not willing to pay for it. And especially when it comes to brands as well, like, they clearly have the budget, they clearly have the money, but they will always try to, tell you, oh, let's do it for free, or intern, or, we've only got a really small budget. But if you stand your ground, and make it look like you're not desperate for it, then, they will most likely go to someone else, or they will negotiate. But I say that's one of the main things about the job that I find the most frustrating, is people constantly asking for free work, people asking for collabs. And especially in a time now where we are in a pandemic and there isn't much work, people still having the cheek to reach out and be like, hey, I've got this collab. Or they would try and make it sound fancy by like you kind of, go into a free, kind of like a free dinner or like a free party, but in exchange they want photos. It's like, am I getting paid for it? You've clearly got the money, so it would be nice to kind of get paid for it. But yeah, definitely the free work and the free collabs. And advice for people starting out: just start, have fun with it, learn. Like, don't think you need to have the latest and greatest equipment. Don't think you need to be spending thousands of pounds on camera gear or like, editing software, make use of what you have. If you have an iPhone, start that way. Like, understand the basics of photography or videography or whatever field you're in, and then utilize the internet, utilize Google, utilize YouTube. There's some great photographers and videographers out there that show their process of creating, whether that's behind the scenes or the editing. Just start that way, and everything will kind of fall in line. Especially if you want to say you want to learn how to do portraits or start taking portraits, use your friends, use your family members, get learning that way, and then you can take on to bigger and better things, and then before you know it, you'll be the photographer that you want to be. But always trust the process, enjoy the process. You're always going to fail, get back up, try again, and everything that way. So that's been my very short Q&A. I hope you guys found that helpful and insightful. If there's anything you guys want to know, drop a comment below or follow me on my social media channels. I will definitely be doing more videos like this again, as this is my first time in front of the camera, and I have a few photo shoots coming up in the oncoming weeks, which I will be doing behind the scenes footage of, and then kind of doing a little breakdown talk as well. So yeah, please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one.